Knowing that someone in this company is a killer? I thought I saw a director sneaking around.
Yeah, murder is a very British thing, isn't it? It's almost like a hobby over there.
Yeah, if I had to bet, I'd say he did it.
Ah.
He did it, 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 I'm sure. Although he appears with a posture that's pious, his principles hardly are pure. It isn't a stretch to believe it, that murderous motive was his. He did it, he did it, he did it, then hid it, and now he is off to a prison.
You can't sleep either?
Knowing that someone in our company is a killer? You know, I think I saw Bambi sneaking around. You know, maybe she killed Jessica so you could take over the lead and she could take over your part.
That's silly. She should have just killed me. I never said that.
If you ask me, she did it.
She did it, 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 I know. With laughter she hung him, and after she strung him, she swung like a yo-yo high-low. The facts are not really surprising, her morals are probably loose. She did it, she did it, she did it, then hid it, and now she is off to the loose. Gal.
Sleep either, knowing that someone in this company is going to change my blocking?
I thought I saw Aaron and Georgia sneaking around.
Yeah, songwriting teams are always plotting how to do in the director, and they're always quite mad. I could easily believe they did it.
They did it, they did it, they did it, they did it. I've worked with those losers before. They went right ahead and they slaughtered two people the same way they slaughtered the score. Well, this is the end of their output. Their future is not worth a thing. They did it, they did it, they did it, they did it, and soon they'll be going to sing. He did it, 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 I'm sure. Although he appears with a website and finds his brother, he's not with her floor. It isn't a stretch to believe that murderous motive was always probably. He did it, he did it, he did it, he did it, and now he is off to home straight as he going to. Now she is off to the who's. Sing, son, gal, sing.
Come on, boys and girls. We'll start with a new version of In the Same Boat. Your breakfast orders are waiting downstairs, and Lieutenant Chaffee is here.
Good morning, folks. Good morning, Lieutenant.
Laundry.
And welcome back to your marathon production of No Exit.
I just came back from Sid Bernstein's autopsy.
Did they drive a stake through his heart just to play safe?
Chris, not in front of his widow. How are you holding up, Carmen?
You all sent out for breakfast, and nobody thought to tell me?
Well, let's at least be considerate of his daughter.
Stepdaughter. And even though I was his very own step flesh and step blood, he was as cold to me as he was my mother.
Breakfast is going to be cold if we don't eat now, folks.
Well, at least this time we all have an alibi. We were all standing around the stage when Sidney got the old heave-ho.
No. The coroner said that someone hit him on the head before he died. Oh. Someone knocked him out before you ran George's number, then tied a counterweight rope around his neck, figuring that when the curtain closed, it would finish the job if he weren't dead already. He regained consciousness just in time to die. My God. So you see.
But it's the first time that my husband has ever been accused of being hung.
He could have been killed by anybody with access to the stage, including you, Johnny.
What does that mean?
Well, we found a copy of Variety with little letters cut out of it in the stage manager's office. Your office.
Chris and Oscar have keys as well.
Wow. Then it looks like you three gentlemen are my first official murder suspects.
Well, it's just an honor to be nominated.
However, you're all still under suspicion. Found this little black book in Bernstein's breast pocket. Look familiar? Each page contains the name of a company member and a memo. And Bernstein's little secret code. Obviously a notation as to why each one of you is being blackmailed.
No! Oh, I mean, no, I'm not being blackmailed, but also, no! I found another death threat! And it's covered with my fingerprints. Once again.
That's all right, Miss Harris. You've already proven yourself as being trustworthy and forthcoming and just so nice. Dear Sidney Bernstein, close the show or if it's the end of you.
Oh my God, Sid Bernstein died for nothing. He told me he was going to close the show.
When did he tell you that?
In his office right before he got hoisted. He told me that someone just that minute had changed his mind about keeping Robin Hood open and that I should save my money for his next Boston opening. Then I saw him go upstairs and watch Georgia rehearse her big number. He gave me back the last check I wrote him.
Well, you can give that check to me. I am not closing the show. Come on, Oscar. Let's go look for a safe place for this check.
It felt very safe in my pocket.
What's the matter, Frank?
You know what's been troubling me since yesterday? Why is it that Bobby,
What?
of all people on stage, you
All right, Lieutenant, spit it out.
ought to be in the Fort Henderson Square dance number.
Beg pardon?
Well, after all, you'd stop the show. Wouldn't Robin Hood go to the big picnic disguised as Alan Odell?
It makes sense.
And Daryl Grady of the Globe loved Bobby's dancing.
Right.
Bobby, can you improvise a short turn in time for tonight?
Sure, but I don't know if I can make the costume change.
Oh, for gosh sake. It's just a matter of losing the bandana and putting on a mask. Would it kill you to try?
Well, time it for now. Johnny, the Fort Henderson Square dance number?
Fort Henderson Square dance number!
Good, now we're getting somewhere. Oh, and Aaron, for the love of Mike, we got to have those rewrites you promised for In the Same Boat.
Oh, I did it already.
Without me?
Yeah, honey, we rehearsed it last night while you were getting fitted.
To be honest, I came out pretty well.
Well, can I hear it?
Sure. I changed it to Rob Hood and his men heading up the mighty Colorado. A real He-Man approach. Sasha, can we have a quick chorus of In the Same Boat?
Hey, Randy, Hart, help
The
me out.
musicians are playing. What did you write?
Oh, I wrote a new melody to fit the old orchestra
Take
parts.
a look.
Smart.
5, 6, 7, 8. Here we are, my shippings and me, lost on a windy sea. All the planks are springing a leak.
We fly too well, but we forgot the bell.
And we regret to say our compass is gone, but somehow we still sail on, because two heads are best, as some fella wrote.
I'm sorry. No, believe me, it's a bolder, tender air, and it certainly has some of that vim we've been looking for, but it's still missing something.
Of course, we only had half our songwriting team working on this version.
I'm doing the best I can.
Excuse me, everyone, but I just had a thought.
Oh, how we've long waited for this day.
If we're adding Bobby to the Kansas Land number, it just so happens that he and I have been working on a dance routine. That's perfect for my Princess Kickapoo character and him.
We've been messing around with a kind of Apache dance.
It's a pas de deux for two.
You know, Bobby, it sure would save time if we were ready to go.
You've only really talked through it, but...
I'm ready.
Carmen, Bambi's the spawn of your loins, yes or no?
Normally, I'd say over my dead body, but I don't want anybody to get ideas. Sure, let her take a shot at it.
Come on, Georgia, we better go tell the cast.
Aaron, I thought you were going to write us a better version of In the Same Boat.
We just played it. Didn't you hear it?
I did. Aaron, I thought you were going to write us a better version of In the Same Boat.
I'm putting In the Same Boat into dry dock for the time being.
Please, Aaron, come back when you have a new song.
Thank you for the chance, Mother.
It's called Giving You Enough Rope to Hang Yourself, Elaine. Probably not my best choice of words.
You always make fun of me in front of other people.
You know, perhaps I should leave.
No. You want to be in the theater, Chaffee. You should hear this, too. Elaine, I'm sorry, but as a Broadway producer, there's something more important to me than you getting a star turn.
What?
Me, turning a profit. I've never been known as one of those stupid clucks, Elaine,
Bambi.
who pisses away a lot of her hard-earned bucks, Elaine.
Bambi.
But facing the fact your coloratura sucks, Bambi. Though it breaks your mother's heart, forget about the part. It's time for you to know why I really backed this show. Hey, you asked me for my motives. Well, you needn't be so smart. It's a business. It isn't making history. It isn't making art. It's a business. Shaw and Ibsen, take 'em away. And don't bother me with Moliere. Those Russians never pay. So go on, criticize me. Please proceed with your attack. It's a business. I put 1 million in and I expect 2 million back. It's a business. So what crime have I committed if I'm putting up a fight? It's a business. And I want those pagan suckers out there giving me the business every night. Am I getting through to you, Elaine?
I'm sorry, Mother, but to me the theater is a temple.
What? So it should only be filled on Shabbos? Give me a hand, fellas. Very funny. You know what I mean. Back me up. The not-for-profit theaters don't need to turn a buck. That's not business.
That's not business.
So give 'em Lysistrata, and I wish 'em lots of luck. I do business.
She does business.
Gorky, schmorky, money misspent. You won't survive Yom Kippur. You'll never get through Lent. Woo! I once knew a producer whose pretension knew no bounds in the business.
In the business.
He mounted Samuel Beckett. I don't mean it like it sounds. It was business.
It was business.
So now he's down the crapper while I'm working in my prime. It's a business.
It's a business.
And the shows I do business, because I really know my business, and I'm giving them the business, honey, all the time.
But what about the great poets of the stage.
Honey, I put on the Iceman cometh, and nobody cameth. Come on, boys. Let's show the lieutenant our lineup. 5, 6, 7. To stagehands, to the dressers, to musicians in the pit. It's a business.
It's a business.
The owner of these premises cleans up when we're a hit. He's in business.
He's in business.
Union members don't work for free. Hey, Harry, on the spotlight. Blink twice if you agree. See? I'm not devoid of culture, but my feet are on the floor. It's a business.
It's a business.
I do the Kama Sutra with a Richard Rogers score. That's good business.
That's the business.
Yes, green's my favorite color, and I don't mean on the grass. It's a business.
It's a business.
And the shows I do business, because I'm good at doing business. And if you don't like my business, sweetie, blow it out, yours.
Business. It's a business. It's a business.
So I'm sorry, but it's strictly business. That I just don't think you have what it takes, Elaine. That's my opinion, and I don't care who knows it.
Well, I think my dance number could be very provocative.
Sweetie, the only thing you could arouse is suspicion.
Chris, the company's ready to run the square dance.
Oh, joy beyond my wildest dreams.
Okay. Do you mind? Could I-
And, Carmen, how many more hours left before we're re-reviewed by,
Darrell Grady of the Boston Globe?
Grady? You're not what I expected, but then again, I've never actually seen a picture of you.
Complete anonymity is a critic's best tool.
Well, I suppose I shouldn't bite the hand that slaps me, but it's unethical for you to review our rehearsal.
You forget, I report on Theater for the Globe as well as review it. Your show is news, and I'm setting aside my customary professional distance to interview members of your company down in the green room. With your permission, of course, Mrs. Bernstein.
Free publicity, Carmen.
Poor Sidney. He would have died to get this much press. And he did. Grady, the green room is yours.
Very well. Company, the Fort Henderson square dance number. Bambi auditioning a new section with Bobby. Set in.
Oh, this I gotta see.
Keep your fingers crossed.
Now, let us all go down the yellow brick road in the wrong direction, all the way back to Kansas land. Sasha! Yeehaw!
Come every second Sunday of each month throughout the year, the women's folk head out from town to greet the soldiers here.
We bring them home-cooked meals.
Yeah, that's all for you, like a share.
There ain't no chance for romance when the dance is strictly square.
In Kansas land, in the straw we never stray. 'Cause in Kansas land, you can't be too good in the hay. In Kansas land, don't shake the sassafras. 'Cause in Kansas land, there's lots of splendor in that grass.
These ladies swear the good book is the one book they believe. Yet think about when Adam found himself alone with Eve. There weren't no preacher present when he gave his mate a whirl. But where we'd be if Eve had not been that kind of girl.
In Kansas land, where the prairie meets the sky. In Kansas land, there's no finer place to live and die. In Kansas land, your virtue never fades. 'Cause in Kansas land, we're always sure to pull the shades.
There came to old Fort Henderson young Princess Kickapoo, who kept her wigwam warm at night with every sou she knew. Her tribal dance is worth a glance, her hips go pow wow wow. When this baboo says,
Let's vamos.
the soldiers cry,
And how?
fired that shot. Bobby.
Hey, I'm bleeding.
Oh.
Looks like just a crease wound.
I'll take care of it.
Did anybody see anything? Bobby, how many people knew you were jumping when you did?
Nobody. I was trying for the first time. That was some fancy shooting.
Too fancy. Unless you weren't the person they were trying to shoot at. Everybody go back to where you were when the shot rang out. You folks stay here.
Hold on. Aren't we all sitting ducks here?
Whoever fired that shot had plenty of time to get off another one if he didn't mind getting caught. Now go back to your places. Guys, the barrel was here?
That's right.
Here's where it entered. And here's where the bullet exited. It grazed Bobby, went through the bullet, but was probably intended for you. Randy, why aren't you wounded?
I am. Deep down. You can ask him why.
Were you here when this shot rang out?
No, I moved here when Bobby jumped to give him room.
Well, then most likely you weren't the intended target either. So following the direction of the bullet, it must have been aimed for you. Nikki, were you here when Bobby got shot?
Oh, I'm not sure. Is that important?
Well, if you were here, then you couldn't very well have killed yourself, and, well, I could rule you out as the killer.
You hadn't already ruled me out, Lieutenant?
Wait a minute. Bobby, you're holding the handkerchief on your left arm.
Well, it's bleeding.
Yeah, but that's impossible. The shot came from here, and you were doing a turn with your right arm towards the audience. There's no way it could have grazed you on the left side of your left arm. Unless. Guys, was there a skull and crossbones facing the audience?
They must have turned it the wrong way around.
That's it. It's the complete opposite. The bullet was fired from upstage, went through the barrel, grazed Bobby, and was on its way to you.
Me?
Yep. And here is the bullet.
But that must mean that
The shot came from on stage or from behind that scenery. So that means anybody with access to the stage could have fired, except for Carmen. Because she was the only one that was downstage. By the way, don't you think Bobby should do the whole dance much further downstage?
Well, I was thinking of having the same idea.
Exactly. Well, now I need to search everybody for the gun.
She did it!
She did it, she did it, she did it, and Nikki is tricky and slick.
Would you please stop that? Nikki, what are you doing with that?
I found it back there. It's an automatic, so it can't be a prop in our Western story. At least I won't leave my fingerprints on any evidence this time. There's tape wrapped around the handle and the trigger. Oh, gosh, I might have killed you, Frank.
Nikki, hand me the gun. Slowly. Detective O'Farrell! Please put that into evidence.
I have something to say to whichever one of you is trying to knock me off. Knock it off!
Lieutenant,
Yes, Johnny.
we're way overdue for a break.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, come on.
Back in 10, everyone. We're clearing the set.
Chaffee, you're going to protect me, right? There have already been 2 murders committed on this stage.
3, if you count the integrity of musical theater.
Don't worry, you couldn't be surrounded by more police than you are at this very moment, Mrs. Bernstein.
Come on, Mother, you should get something to eat. And if you're nervous, I'll taste your food for you.
You have no taste, Elaine. I've seen your makeup, your closet, and your boyfriends. I've also seen a couple of your boyfriends in the closet with your makeup.
You never have a good word to say about me, do you? Especially in front of other people. I thought I did pretty good in that last number.
Big deal, considering the 15 years worth of ballet, jazz, and circus training that I paid for. My professional opinion is you just don't have star potential. I'm sorry, but you You volunteered for this life. You dyed your hair. You changed your name. Why, of all the names on earth, did you pick Bambi?
Because in the movie, Bambi's mother is shot to death by hunters.
Well, someone just tried to do that to me, sweetheart. And I noticed no one has let you off the hook. Come on, Oscar. I have the keys to the lobby bar. Let's have some Bloody Marys.
Now listen, despite what your mother says, I think you were terrific in that number.
I really appreciate that, Lieutenant.
No, I should be thanking you.
Yeah, Bambi, your dance really was good.
Better than I could have imagined, kiddo.
Well, it's like I told you, Bobby. Just give me a chance and I won't let you down.
Yeah, well, don't listen to anything your mother says. At least no one can ever claim you're in this show because of nepotism.
Well, I guess that's pretty obvious.
Believe me, Lieutenant, Bambi isn't the girl in this cast who's used personal connections to help her career.
What do you mean by that, Johnny?
Sorry. A stage manager is equal parts psychiatrist, mother hen, and father confessor. Whatever anyone confides in me in this cast, I consider confidential information. Besides, what I know, Lieutenant, I don't think you want to.
Georgia, there you are.
Oh, Aaron, good. Could I speak to the three of you about Bernstein's little black book of blackmail? Going by this book, each page contains a memo after every character in the show, except for 3 people. You, and you. Going by this book, Bernstein has nothing on you. And yet the production notes say that the 3 of you are getting the same raw deal as everybody else. So why are you toiling away here for pennies when you could be doing so much better elsewhere? No one's got anything to say?
Can you blame us? If I remember, one of those death threats said, make another sound and you'll end up underground.
Exactly. But Georgia, I never read that particular death threat out loud.
What?
Nikki and the late Jessica Cranshaw were the only people who ever saw it, other than the person who sent it, of course.
Well, then maybe Nikki told me.
I told her not to tell anybody.
I didn't, Frank. You told me not to, so I didn't.
Well, then I'm sorry, Georgia. But I'm going to have to book you under suspicion of murder.
Well, what are you saying?
On tonight?
Now I get it. You want to give a boost to your sweetheart's career, that's it.
My interest in Nikki Harris is strictly a police investigator and possible suspect.
No, it's not.
It's not?
No. I'm really liking you, Frank.
Oh, it's reciprocal, I assure you.
Oh, I'm very glad to hear that.
Oh, I'm more than glad. Wait, I was doing something.
Arresting me for murder?
Yes, and it makes perfect sense. Jessica Cranshaw's death gave you a chance to be a star on Broadway. And when... Please don't forget what you were saying. And when she died and Sidney was going to close the show, it kept your chance alive. I am sorry, Miss Hendricks, but you are going to have to come with me.
Lieutenant, I'm the one you want.
You're confessing to the murder, Mr. Fox?
You heard me.
That's not an easy thing to retract.
Think about what you're doing.
I have. This is a great thing that's happening in your life. I'm not important now.
Very noble. And yet you are on record as being dead set against Georgia ever taking this role.
No, I only said that because if I knew she took the part, she wouldn't have time to write with me, to be with me. That's how Sidney got me to work for nothing. It was the only way I knew to be near her again. Stuck out of town together, huddled over a piano late at night. Who knows what would have happened?
That's how Sidney got me to work, Aaron. I wanted the same thing.
You did?
I do.
But what about Bobby?
No, forget that.
I don't understand.
I didn't want you to. Not until I knew how you really felt, but you were so preoccupied with your music.
Because our songs were the one place that you and I were still together.
Aaron, you said our songs.
Our songs. Our life. What was I thinking when I let you slip away? Oh, yeah. I was thinking of me. Only of me. What was I thinking, spending each moment of each waking day, thinking of me, shutting you out,
Sometimes,
making you wait,
sometimes,
too self-involved to say how I do need you. But why pretend? I miss the music. I miss my friend. Don't need to wonder what I would do. I choose the music I make with you. I love the music I make with you.
Wait a minute, Chaffee. You know how I knew that particular death threat? You showed it to me while you were questioning me, and you were going to arrest me for murder.
Guess the joke's on me.
Lieutenant, I hereby officially unconfess to everything, except being a fool.
Aaron, our director needs to see you on the double.
Am I excused?
Yeah, go.
I'll see you downstairs. Partner?
Partner. Oh, thank you, Lieutenant. You played your part very effectively.
Oh, and what a treat to share a scene with you. Oh, and had a great exchange. You got Aaron to show you his cards, and I found out why you both came aboard to work for Sid Bernstein.
You and Georgia staged all of that?
Yeah, it was her idea. Oh, and a great one, I thought. And you've been playing a part too, haven't you, Bobby?
I plead guilty to impersonating Georgia's devoted lover.
When I first saw Bobby at rehearsals, I asked if he'd pretend we were involved again to see if I could stir up something, anything in Aaron.
Good job.
Thank you. And Bobby, I am so grateful.
Just a polite reminder, you're still murder suspects.
Right.
But Bobby, I may have found out why Aaron and Georgia both were working for Sid Bernstein, but I still don't know your reason.
I always wanted to give the performance of a lifetime.
Fooling Aaron into thinking you're in love with Georgia?
No. Fooling Georgia that I'm acting. There's nothing I wouldn't do for her.
Except commit murder.
Even that. If she asked.
Oh, Frank, why does love make so many people feel bad? The public should be warned that Cupid is armed and dangerous.
Maybe romance should be left strictly in the hands of the police.
If you mean present company, I vote yes on that proposition.
Miss Harris?
Please call me Frank. I mean, please call me Frank.
May I be bold?
I already know you are.
I never believed in this whole some enchanted evening thing until now. The first time I saw you, there was a blue wash on the stage and they hit you with a pink special. It was
just like a musical, huh, Frank?
I thought, Nikki, I thought to myself, you and I, we could be a tough act to follow. Can't you see? Special people doing special things. Running rings around any pair, anywhere. You and I, we could stay a tough act to follow in every way. If you hold my hand and let the music start, let the curtains part, let the spotlight glow. Gosh, I wish I could do that.
Oh, well, you can, Frank. It's simple, really. Just follow me. Are you ready? Stomp, hop, slap, step, stomp, stomp.
Stomp, hop, slap, step,
stomp, stomp.
stomp, hop, slap, step, stomp, stomp.
That's
stomp,
right.
hop.
It's called a time step. You have done this before. Oh, let's get you a spotlight of your own. Harry, put him in pink. Oh, and with the right backdrop, we'd be a tough act to follow. A tough act to follow. I know.
Sorry. Are you thinking what I'm thinking?
I sure think I am.
Come on, gang!
Special people to follow, a tough act to follow.
I know.
Hop, slap, step, stomp. Hop, slap, step, step, stomp. Hop, slap.
I got it. What did you say?
Oh, I said it was just like a musical, huh, Frank?
Nikki, what were you doing just now?
Oh, it's silly, really.
No, go ahead, please.
Well, I was imagining we were singing and dancing in a big dance number just like Marge and Gower Champion.
So was I. Imagine having the same exact fantasy at the same exact time. Marge and Gower Champion. In your fantasy, which one was I?
Gower.
Me too. Oh, and the song we were singing?
We made for a great opening number.
Oh, no, a better finale. Would you go out with me?
You won't let me.
Damn. Oh, and I can't make an exception. Even though I think you are exceptional.
Oh, Frank, from the moment I first shook your hand, I knew that you and I...
Shook your hand.
What?
Shook your hand. Nikki, I think it's time you tell me what Bernstein had on you.
Nothing. Really. Unlike everybody else, I want to be in this show. I've gotten some really great reviews here in Boston, but this is the best shot I've ever had at Broadway.
Johnny mentioned that there was a woman in the cast that was using a secret personal connection in order to advance her career. Did he mean you?
Every show is filled with gossip.
Oh, Nikki. You didn't say no. Who is it?
I made a promise to someone that I wouldn't talk about it, and I don't break promises.
In Bernstein's little black book with all the memos, after your name, he has a great big zero.
Well, I'm glad.
Or maybe it's a little O.
Oh.
Oscar, the sandwich you ordered is here. Oh, for crying out loud, Nikki. You gotta get into your costume.
Oh, sorry.
Wait,
Folks, 5 minutes and we're back on stage to learn to block yet another new version of In the Same Boat. Thanks, guys. Ben, I need the fly lines downstage of the trap door. Can you drop them in for me?
Johnny, Nikki shared some information with you. I need to know what it is.
Don't talk near the microphone, Lieutenant. When it's switched on, everybody downstairs can hear you.
You tell me now what you know about Nikki Harris.
In what capacity are you asking that question?
What?
Officer of the law or jealous boyfriend? Can what I say be held against me, or will you just hold it against me if I don't say what you want to hear?
I'm not done questioning the cast, and I'm not done with you.
Ben, bring in the storm drop, will you? Deck it, nice and easy. I'm right underneath.
Here, my sweetheart. Here.
Who's that?
It's okay. I won't hurt you.
Look, this is no time to joke. We've had 2 people die.
Oh, sorry, dear fellow. Didn't mean to put a fright into you. Give us a hand, will you? Trying to catch poor Ophelia. She's been with the company for eons, apparently. She chased a mouse into the orchestra pit and got stuck amid the percussion instruments. I'll put her in a basket down by the stairs.
I'm set here, Ben. Take 5. So, got away from our genius director. Did you, Ophelia? Here, kitty, kitty. Here, kitty, don't be afraid. Oh, that's funny. I thought you were... Look, if you're afraid I'm going to tell somebody what I know about you and...
Unusually rough. The going's terribly tough.
What?
As if that wasn't enough. They lost an oar. They find all they can do to calm the craft. Furthermore, the
Here in the flies, Lieutenant. I found the gun used at Johnny in the orchestra pit, and Nikki found the gun fired at Carmen. I'm kind of hoping that the killer's out of guns by now.
But it's been hours since poor Johnny's been murdered. At this point, purpose could you have for dragging me up here?
Because you know the most about the technical cues in the show.
And what about me?
Because my last conversation with Johnny, you were the topic of a conversation. And I don't want to let you out of my sight until I know his dying message.
Dying message.
Yeah. Johnny knew his killer, and he only had seconds to live. He couldn't speak, he couldn't write, and yet the bloodstains on the stage show that he crawled over to his call book, where he ripped out this page. Look, he had written on it, "Drop in planet Earth," right there.
Well, drop in is simply a term we use for scenery, like drop in when we lower.
Exactly. Mountains drop in, skylines drop in.
Mary Martin drops in.
Oh, wait a second. There's a drop of the earth in the end of In the Same Boat.
There will never be an end to In the Same Boat. Listen, they're rehearsing the latest version now. Same bloody orchestra part, third new melody. Collect the entire series.
My God, that's it. Oh my God, I can't believe it. I think I've solved it. Quick, we gotta get down from here, quick.
This way, retreat after me.
Okay.
Are you coming, Frank?
Yeah, you run along, I'll be right along.
Well, be careful. The killer might know you're onto him.
Yeah, but while I'm up here, I gotta see what's on the back of this flat. Okay, be careful. Where's the... Nikki? Are you all right? Nikki? Isn't it amazing how sometimes things can just stump you until it finally hits you?
But there's no doubt in the world he'll stay afloat, 'cause he's doing, take it all on the chin when you're in the same boat.
Not bad. Not bad. We can make that work.
This version is no better than the other versions.
This was Chaffee's big idea. Where the hell did he get to anyway?
Yeah, something is not right.
Especially about this song.
I'll tell you what's not right. Us singing our merry little heads off when Johnny got killed just a couple of hours ago.
Johnny, Sydney, Jessica, all murdered on this stage. Which one of us gets it next? Sorry, I asked.
Do something fast. That is not what I meant.
Not what she meant, son.
Hey, Sasha, stop the music!
What on earth is going on here? No pun intended. Nikki, you must have pushed him.
Me? Why would you say that?
Because you and I were the only ones up there with him, and I've almost entirely ruled out myself.
Folks, I think the answer's been staring us in the face this whole time. I need to see the music for this number, fast.
I have a copy of the score off stage. Come on.
Oh, good.
He must have fallen off the catwalk when we were climbing back down.
What the hell were you doing up in the flies anyway?
I've been asking myself the very question. Nikki, did you see anything up there?
I don't know. It was so dark. I suppose I may have accidentally unhitched a rope.
Oh, that was no accident. But it doesn't matter because I think I solved it. I can't believe it took me so long. Now, let me see. If we look at here. Oh, damn.
What's the matter, Frank?
I don't know how to read music. Here. Doesn't matter, because basic instinct tells me, look, you wrote all three versions of In the Same Boat to fit the same orchestra parts, right?
Right.
Well, then if all three versions fit the same orchestration, they must all fit with each other. That is what'll give this number the kick in the derriere it needs. The entire company singing three songs at the same exact time. It'll make Fugue for Tin Horns sound like Frere Jacques.
But what about the murders?
Just forget about the murders for a second.
But you said that you got it, that you'd solved it.
I solved how to save this number. Now, come on. I want to run this from the top. Everybody, lose the globe. We'll just have Robin Hood and the ladies trying to reach the steamboat in Wichita before the farmers lose their land. Everybody on board with that?
Aye, Captain.
No, it's Lieutenant. Let's just have George at the top. Sasha.
Ready.
Start it off slow.
In the same boat, on the same sea, shaking inside as the tide keeps rising. Nary a ship, nary a sail, nary a soul on the whole horizon.
Good. Now here come the three pals paddling up the rapids.
Here we are, my shipmates and me, lost on a windy sea. All the planks, a spring in a leak.
We'd like to fail,
But we forgot the pill.
And we regret to say our compass is gone, but somehow we still sail on. Because two heads are best, as some fellow wrote. And what the heck, we're in the same.
And heading down the river come the damsels in distress.
Tattered and torn, weary and worn, feeling forlorn that we look untied,
Point your
chewing
toe.
our nails, praying that whales aren't allowed to eat meat on Friday. Still, we are not discouraged due to the ancient rules that you're likely to win. Take it all on the chin when you're in the
But
same
the
boat.
waves are calling on fast, third song now.
The sea's unusually rough,
Good, good,
the going's terribly tough. As if that wasn't enough, they lost an oar. They find that all they can do to calm the craft. Furthermore, little chum, they're so dumb that they don't know they're far from their ass.
It's a high-stepping riverboat, men from the shore to the rescue.
The waves are lapping aloft, the sharks are snapping aloft, the thunder's clapping aloft. Just hear it roll.
Just hear it roll.
But there's no doubt in the world you'll stay afloat, 'cause it's easy to win. Take it all on the chin when you're in the same boat.
Now the pals come rolling round the bend while the ladies up the creek come sailing into view. Let's put it all together. About 6, 7, 8.
Shake it outside, inside, inside. There you sit, there you stand, there is something on. Out on the dance, stomachs are in distress. We need a helping hand, sail their ass. We are tired of the feeling the sharks that we left behind. We chewing our girls, we're staying alive.
But there's no doubt in the world that some fellows have what's the heck.
Take it over in the same boat, and we're together in the same.
Hey, Joffrey!
Nice, that was great. Oh my gosh.
Well done, Lieutenant. You've greatly improved the number as well as the likelihood. I'll take credit for it.
Oh, great work, Chuffy.
I agree, but what about the killer?
The answer has to be here in the note that Johnny left us. Dropped in planet Earth. Now, the Earth on a stage, the world on a stage.
All the world's a stage. Shakespeare.
Shakespeare. And these are players about spirits and melt into air. Oh my God. My God, that's exactly what he meant. That's what Johnny meant. Chris, I did it!
Sorry, reflex. I always take credit for everything. What do you want?
I need to see the final moments when Jessica collapsed.
The company bows? That's the last thing we should be rehearsing.
You don't think I don't know that? Come on, please.
Very well. Places for company bows, people.
Good. I need Johnny's microphone. Nikki.
Oh.
Okay. I think I found a way to wrap this up, but it's going to put you at a little bit of risk.
Frank, you do what you have to do.
Folks, attention, please. I have an announcement to make for all my men downstairs and the entire company and crew. Nikki and I have just gotten engaged. She'll be leaving the show at the end of the Boston run and taking on a new role of Mrs. Lieutenant Frank Choppy.
Congratulations, Chuffy.
Oh, thank you. We are very happy. Now, can I see the moment when Jessica took her bow, all right? Oscar, Aaron, Carmen, you were watching from the house that night. Watch for me now, see if you notice anything different. Sasha, play it off.
Wide open spaces, everywhere I look I see those wide open spaces where the future waits for you and me.
We had to watch him bow without having any applause.
So this is pretty much how it was opening night.
Oh, here's our leading lady now.
It's Kansas forever, and wherever I may roam.
Stop! You are.
Harv?
What are you doing here? Aren't you in the show?
Oh, on the bows, I go off stage and get into a tuxedo and hand Jessica these plastic flowers.
She demanded a bouquet of flowers at every performance. She also asked that we play the Star Spangled Banner to guarantee her a standing ovation.
Yeah, I walk on stage and hand Jessica these flowers.
Wait. You would go off stage, change into a tuxedo, come back on stage with flowers and hand them to Jessica? And what would she be doing?
Well, she would be singing.
Did anybody notice anything different on opening night?
Well, Lieutenant, now that you mention it, after she took the flowers, she seemed to have put her hand over her mouth like this, almost as if she was covering up a yawn or something.
Or like something struck her in the back of the throat.
Well, we can put it that way.
Oh, yeah, yes. Now that you mention it, I noticed that too. It was right after she got the second bouquet.
Wait. A
Oh,
second
yeah.
bouquet?
Yes. On opening night, she got 2 bouquets, one from Harv right here on stage and one from somebody else right here in the audience. He was wearing a tuxedo, but the flowers covered his face.
I noticed it myself, but I just figured Carmen had hired an extra hand for opening night.
Just to boost Jessica's ego? Not a chance.
Well, maybe it was someone who genuinely liked Jessica's performance.
No, I think we can rule that out.
So that's it. The killer already knew about the first bouquet and came down the aisle with the second bouquet, hiding his face in something as simple as a pellet gun. He fired the capsule's point-blank range into Jessica's mouth as she sang, and that, ladies and gentlemen, is how your star was killed in front of you and your entire audience.
But then, we're all in the clear.
Yes! No, Nikki, because not everybody was on stage that evening. Where were you, Mr. Belly?
Taking a walk alone, as you damn well know.
Aaron, you said you were watching from the back of the house that evening.
Yes, and like every other man on opening night in the audience, I was wearing a tuxedo.
And I'll swear I was standing next to him the entire time.
I'm sure you would. Oscar.
I was in the last row of the orchestra with Carmen. I'm sure she would have noticed if I got up out of my seat and came down the aisle toward the stage.
That's right.
That's so very right. Only one person. There's only one person that had the perfect opportunity and the perfect motive.
Joffy, somebody.
Get him, get him, quick.
Oh, wait a second. If that's Bobby, who is this?
Your devoted admirer, Nikki. Determined to bring the curtain down forever on Robin Hood. Because if it ever made it to Broadway, he would forever lose his sphere of influence. A sphere which was the only notation that we got from Bernstein's Little Black Book. An O. Or as Johnny put it, Earth. Planet Earth. And as Shakespeare put it, the Great Globe. The Boston Globe. And its senior critic, Darrell Grady.
Careful, Joffy, or no one will want to see her face again.
Easy, Darrell.
Easy for you. You're going to marry her. I heard you say so over the house PA. She loves you. She's never loved me.
I didn't know, Frank, I swear.
But she does know you, doesn't she, Darrell? You shun publicity, your picture has never been published, and yet she walked right up to you to offer you her hand and to congratulate you and thank you for the kind words you gave her.
I asked her not to tell anybody that we knew each other so that I could praise and proclaim her in my reviews.
But he was nothing more than a friend, Frank, I swear.
And more than that to me, Nikki. I needed you to be here so that I could hail you and guide you. But this infernal musical was going to New York. No matter what I wrote about it. That's what Sid Bernstein said.
But by watching the show in previews, you already knew about the bouquet. And as a critic on opening night, you can pop from your scene without so much as an eyebrow being raised. Run to the lobby, retrieve the second bouquet that you had hidden, make it back down the aisle for the entire showstopper.
Yes. And I tried to shoot Carmen and sandbag you. The same way I posted closing notices for Jessica and Johnny. You did perfect performance on my part. One learns from one's mistakes, right, Nikki?
Darrell, I happen to notice you're out of guns. How far from the theater do you think you'll get without one?
Good point. Set your gun down for me.
Now, wait a minute.
Now!
All right. Just don't hurt her. There.
Get back! Get back!
I'm going to take Nikki away from you now.
You already have.
Don't, Frank.
Take one more step, and you're dead. Fine. You're dead.
See, in situations like this, I always take the bullets out of my shoulder pistol and I put them in this one. Mr. Grady, you are under arrest. Detective O'Farrell.
God, could my life get any worse?
Come in.
Anything you say can and will be used against you in a court of the law. Come.
Well, folks, now that you are all witnesses, would you kindly retire to the green room and give a brief statement? Then you only have a few minutes before your new opening night. Sasha, would you play him off?
Bobby, are you all right? Do you need some help?
No, I'm fine. I just really need, oh! Maybe I could use some help.
Well, it's like I told you, Bobby. Just give me a chance and I won't let you down.
Well, Chuffy, Robin Hood is a hit. I have you to thank. If you ever want a vested suit and a nice gabardine, you just come down to my showroom. For you, Lieutenant, anything in the shop. 10% off.
Funny. Suddenly I feel a flock of butterflies coming out of hibernation in my stomach.
Well, luckily you can't go chasing those butterflies. There's still an awful lot to do and very little time left before tonight's curtain.
Yes, a lot of unfinished business to take care of.
Before and after the show.
Any additional notes before curtain, Lieutenant?
Actually, Chris, Nikki and I had a dream of an idea for a new finale.
Well, I'm sure we'll be singing a different tune if you think we should. Oh, and by the way, bravo, the great detective.
No. Bravo, the great director.
Frank, I swear I had no idea about Darryl Grady.
Oh, I had more than one, and I can't believe it took me so long to figure him out.
Well, now that the mystery is solved, is our engagement over?
Well, maybe we could discuss that tonight after the show. There's this great little coffee shop where I'm on good terms with the management.
Frank, we have a date.
Another triumph, Lieutenant.
Hey.
I'll see you back at the station.
Hey, good work.
Thank you.
Great going, Chuffy.
Oh, thank you.
You put life back into a show that was dying, and now they're putting Darryl Grady away for life.
Well, I had a lot of help, especially from you.
Me?
Well, you and your daughter. Oh, I told her how much she showed me in that number of hers. Gosh, she was great.
Ah, better than great.
Ah, finally to hear you say it. You know, you had me as flim-flammed as everybody else, till I saw how really good she was, then turned around to see the look of pride on your face. You tell everybody it's a business, but I got you figured out, Carmen. You are the stage mother of all time. You married Sid Bernstein, put up with the shady fares and the deals just to get your daughter onto the Broadway stage. But that's so nobody could claim she got there on your coattails. You belittle her, even though she hates you for it.
Oh, you can't let her know. She has to think she got it all on her own.
You are amazing.
But how did knowing all of that help you catch Grady?
It didn't. I just explained why you killed your husband.
Grady killed my husband.
No. Grady killed Jessica and Johnny and tried to kill you because he wanted the show closed. But that's exactly what your husband was going to do.
Somebody who he was blackmailing killed him.
No, if that's the case, I think they would have taken the little black book with them. So he must have told you he was closing the show.
He didn't tell me he was closing the show.
He told Oscar. Why wouldn't he tell you? You were his partner.
Because the partnership was over. He had himself a conniving little ingenue on Sutton Place. And and he was done with me. I was out in the street.
So he didn't need you.
Oh, he didn't need anybody. Daryl Grady promised him rave reviews for his next 3 shows if he shut this one down now.
So he did tell you he was closing the show?
No.
Then how did you know the terms of the deal he made with Grady minutes before he died if you weren't the last person to see him alive?
He laughed at me. He laughed at me. No more shows, no more dreams. After all I'd had to put up with from him, he laughed at me and Elaine like we were nothing.
And
I killed him.
Of course you did.
So, what happens to me now, Lieutenant?
Well, on impulse, you lashed out at your cheating, blackmailing husband when he told you your daughter would never get the opportunity for which you sacrificed everything. A good lawyer will get you a couple years at a reduced charge. A great lawyer will get you an all-expense-paid weekend in sunny San Diego. But you're going to have to stand trial.
I know.
Look, why don't you build up your daughter's part a little bit and maybe add a song or 2 for Nikki, and maybe I don't solve your part of the mystery till after you open on Broadway.
You would do that? Oh, Frank. Oh, if you give me that, I will let you walk me straight out of the cast party at Sardi's into police headquarters.
I'll have you watch day and night until then.
I understand. But what if the show goes to New York? What about you and Nikki?
There's always a spot on the NYPD for a Boston lieutenant who doesn't mind a cut and rank and pay.
Chaffee, I think you're one of us. You're a special kind of person known as show people.
We live in a world full of dreams. Sometimes we're not too certain what's false or what's real. But we're seldom in doubt about what we feel.
Lieutenant, your experience with assault and battery, we made it a bit of first aid. Bobby's a little bit wobbly after getting hit in the head from Grady.
Oh, let me take a look at him.
We've only hours before curtain, and he may not rise to the occasion.
Chris, the cry of places, everybody, is like smelling salts to any trooper. The sound of the orchestra playing its overture will be pure adrenaline. His aches will be bathed in the warmth of the spotlight. His spirits will be lifted by the hand of an adoring throng, which will sustain him through the very last scene of Robin Hood!
It's Kansas forever, and wherever I may roam, I'll see those wide open spaces and know that Kansas is home. Why, he shot that other bullet in half.
Look, it's Rob Hood.
I wonder whose face belongs to those lips I long to kiss.
This face.
Why, you're that friendly lawman from the East I was so crazy about. I thought you were all done with us.
Not when I finally found myself a home. Surrounded most by the people I care most about.
You came to us as a stranger, rid this place of crime, and gave us new hope in ourselves.
That's gonna be one tough act to follow.
How about this? Will you be my lawful wedded wife, Miss Nikki? Nancy!
Oh, yes, I will.
You and I.